Thank you for tuning in. Mark Greaney is on the phone. He's been with us before. He's with us today with his new book. I was just looking to see when it came out. I want to tell you something. I'm so impressed by this. Listen to this. It came out February 20th. What is today? 26, Robin?
Yes.
6 days. Listen to this. It's number one on Kindle in the mystery, thriller, suspense, assassinations category.
Oh, that is awesome.
It's number one in books in, I guess, the same category, spies and politics.
Oh, wow.
It's also number one in Kindle in the thrillers, terrorism category. And it's only 6 days old. Mark Greaney is the number one New York Times best-selling author of Tom Clancy, True Faith and Allegiance. You might remember he was on to talk about that. And he's got so many credentials to his name. The new book, again, is called Agent in Place, a gray man thriller novel. Good morning, Mark. How are you?
Great, Larry. Thanks for having me back.
Is it like addictive? Like you release a book, you can't wait to see those numbers. There must be people just waiting out there. Like, we have fish in the pond. I can't wait for me to throw crackers.
Yeah.
That must be your readers. They can't wait for your book.
Yeah, the books have grown. You know, like each book has done about 30% more than the last 3 or 4 books, and it's so exciting. I have expectations of when the book comes out, but I did a signing in where I live in Memphis the other day and had well over 100 people there, and it was the first time I did a signing in Memphis, I might have had 20, so it's nice to see it grow.
Years ago, Robin and I produced music, and we had a guitarist, and he did this really amazing guitar part at the end of the song. And so it was faded out, and I said, "Oh my gosh, don't fade that out! Let that play." And the people, the powers that be, said, "No, because this will make them want to hear it again." Wait a minute. And does the same thing apply with the book? I mean, do you feel like you want to go farther because people are loving it, but you got to end it because otherwise they won't come back for another one?
Yeah, each one of these books is a complete standalone novel, and that's real important to me. As a reader, I don't want to read a book and then the first third of it feels like some sort of after-action report about a book I didn't even read. So all of these are standalone, but if you read the whole series, there is a longer story arc that kind of is, I like to reward the readers that stick with it. So, I want to tie off every book at the end and not leave cliffhangers or anything like that, but I like to set up something for the next book. And each book, it's your job to do a little bit more or a little bit, make it a little bit bigger.
The problem with you guys when you start to become famous is our interviews become shorter with you. The more famous you are, the shorter the interviews. So it's kind of a tell sign for me.
And your book your story is right on top of things with what's going on in Syria today, and I love the perspective that you drew on for this particular book, because it's not only the hero, but it's also he has to protect a child.
Yes, the idea is that he's working as a contract agent for a Syrian resistance group, and it's his job to kidnap the mistress of the Syrian president. There's sort of an idea they can end the war with some information that she has. But once he picks her up in Paris, she's at Fashion Week in Paris, and he picks her up and then finds out she has a 4-month-old baby back in Damascus, who is the president's only male heir. So there's a lot of palace intrigue with the first lady and everything. But somebody has to go into Damascus and get this baby out to help end the war, and court's the guy that ends up doing it.
Oh, wow. How does that idea come to you? Was there something in the news or something you heard about?
I've been following what was going on in the Syrian civil war with interest. I mean, it's such a horrible thing. But I did a lot of reading on nonfiction, so I kind of wanted to go into that world. I was fascinated with the first lady in Syria, Asma Assad, and I thought she was kind of this interesting, enigmatic person. So I wanted to make her a bad actor. I changed the names, but it's obviously I'm talking about the actual situation there as it is now. And so, my initial idea was I wanted a story with a lot of palace intrigue and a real espionage caper. And it just grew from there.
Does the feedback ever influence the writing when you have I know it's not an ongoing story, but it's an ongoing character?
Yeah, no, I hear from people, and it does affect, there's things that people really, really respond to, and things they respond to less. In my last book, Gunmetal Gray, I introduced a female character, sort of a love interest for Court. She's a former Russian spy, and the idea was in this book was going to be Court is working without a net, and he's not connected to anybody he knows. But the next book, the one I'm doing now for next year, is pretty much around this female spy, because I got such amazingly good feedback about her. I was like, people really want to know more about her, so let's build a book around her with the Gray Man.
And that's the great thing about Court, about his personality. I mean, he is so impeccably trained. He always gets the job done, but he has a heart.
Yeah, and I want him to have some vulnerabilities, and in this book he's a little worried he might have lost a step because of how he cares for somebody now. He's a courageous guy, but he's also an assassin, so he doesn't have this perfect moral compass. So I wanted to, I didn't want to make him Captain America. I didn't want to make him, immortal. He bleeds and he suffers, but I wanted to, kind of touch on real life and still make it an engaging story.
Your expertise in political science. I'm just curious if you delve into political aspects in a way that would endear you or maybe turn away people who disagree with you.
I hope not. I mean, it's definitely there's really no political agenda in it whatsoever. I mean, I did what I could to understand the Syrian civil war and only put aspects into the story that were relevant to the hero on the ground on this mission. So it's not a polemic about what should be or anything like that. I mean, there's going to be people that complain about your story no matter what stance you take, but hopefully this is one that people will understand. This is about a guy. This has got spies and counter spies and soldiers and mercenaries and corrupt cops and all the things for that, kind of entertaining spy novel, and that's what it's all about.
Do you have sales in Syria?
No, I don't know. It's not on sale in Syria. Maybe we could. I'll airdrop a couple in and see how.
Just wonder what they're thinking of it. Mark, it's an honor to have you on our show. It's always good to have you back. I always wish we had more time. I have a copy of Agent in Place. It's a really great book. If everybody's saying so, not just me. If you would like the hardcover copy that was sent to us, you can call me right now, and it's yours. If I pick your phone call, if it is. The rest of us have to go buy it. I found it on Amazon. Mark, you have a website, right?
I do. It's markgreaneybooks.com, and my last name is Greaney. And if I could just do a shout-out, I'm going to be in Ocala, Florida tomorrow night at the Barnes & Noble. They're signing books at 7 o'clock.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, wonderful. Did not know that. Nice.
I wish we knew that. All right, so you'll be at Barnes & Noble in Ocala, not the Villages.
No, it's in Ocala.
Okay, awesome.
At 7 o'clock tomorrow. We'll be sure to promote that.
College Road, yeah.
All right, we'll stop by and say hi. Hey, Mark, thank you so much for being on our show.
Oh, that's fantastic. Hey, thanks again, Larry. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. All right, we'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Are you worried about our outdoor heritage, clean drinking water, and a place where future generations can enjoy wildlife? Attend a local Ducks Unlimited event. A good time for a great cause with people just like you.
Join us for the Ocala Ducks Unlimited Dinner, catered by the Texas Cattle Company, on Friday, March 2nd at the Motel 6 Conference Center on Blitchton Road. For tickets, call Tom at 352-895-3614 or visit www.ducks.org/Florida/events.
Langley Health Services, located at 7205 Southeast Maricamp Road in Ocala, is a federally qualified health center offering family practice, pediatrics, podiatry, dental, behavioral health, and radiology services. Call 352-680-7000 for an appointment today. Most insurance accepted, sliding scale for those